Hello, this is Lori from To Lose Christ in Action and Truth. Take two of this video. I tried to do it earlier and got a lot of distraction, so I'm retaking it. I actually said it this morning and I think I'll say it again unless I'm wrong about this video, but this is the first video with me with my hair down, so I'm growing it out for my wedding so I can hopefully do some really pretty hairstyle. I should have looked at the one I did this morning to remember what I was saying, but I made an entire list of all of the different things. So this is day 7 for my personal 30-day blog challenge, and I decided to cover the topic of relationship and loneliness. Since I did remake the list, this is a topic that was on my old list, and I decided to talk about now for this new list. So I'm honestly in a very different place than I was when I would have first written that down, but I think I can say some other things with some more objectivity than I had a year and a half ago. And first things first, I feel like a year and a half ago, I was definitely feeling some loneliness. Being that I really have only been single for about the last 5 years, and then before that I wasn't single since I was a teenager. And let me tell you what, being single in your 30s is completely different than being single in your teenager years, and things have changed drastically in that period of time. So I guess I was not ready for the dating world, and I jumped straight in to online dating, and I hate online dating. There's not very many things I hate in this world, but online dating is one of them. I feel like it is extremely superficial. You almost never get a real image of what people are, because they give you this beautiful resume. Here you go, this is my person, and they don't tell you any of the bad stuff or any of their history or really who they are at all. And I feel like it's very fake. With that said, I do know several people who've met their spouses on dating websites and online, and I understand it's for some people. My experiences were nothing but that, pretty much, and a lot of fake stuff, and a lot of people just, trying to jump into bed and not really taking it seriously. Even if you pay for it, they're not going to take it seriously. So, I was on and off of dating websites for probably the entire 5 years I would go on it, and maybe go on a couple of dates and decide it was terrible and go back off. And then I would get lonely, usually the nights that my daughter would go to her dad's. And instead of being a good little Christian girl, and I tried some to seek God in that, and I did it very poorly, especially in the beginning. And I was trying to, I like to call, fill the void, by going on dates and by trying to find someone. And one thing that I had told myself when I was married was that you are not defined as a woman or as a person by whether you're in a relationship. That kind of thinking is exactly what puts you into bad relationships. And I was finding myself feeling like I was less of a person because I was now alone, particularly because I was now divorced. And honestly, from a lot of Christian men, all I got was basically, sorry, I'm not looking for someone with your background, or you might be a really good Christian, you seem like a really nice girl, but I'm not interested in someone who's divorced. And that hurts. And that makes you feel more lonely, and it makes you feel more like you're not worthy of being in a relationship. So there's a lot of problems there, but it's a lot of lies from the enemy. And but loneliness can do a lot of really bad things to you. I made a lot of really bad decisions in that time frame, and and Satan kind of had a field day with me, especially in the beginning. And the more I listened to those voices, the further I got from God, and the worse decisions that I made. And over time, it definitely took me more mistakes than I'd like to admit to get past the point of loneliness and realize that that's not what I wanted for myself. That I'm worth more than that, and let me tell you right now, you are worth more than putting up with these jerks that you're going on dates with or jumping into bed with people. You're worth more than somebody who's actually cheating on their spouse and then you're just their person on the side. You're worth more than all of these shallow, swipe left, swipe right. Yes, you have to be attracted to someone, but your value is not on whether you're swiped right or swiped left. These people that look at these things don't know you. They don't know anything about you. And God alone gives you your identity. God alone decides your value. And he thought you were good enough to die on the cross. And let me rephrase that. You don't have to be good enough. You don't have to be. You don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect. And I feel like I'm kind of jabbering a little bit, but I just gotta stop apologizing. But so relationships now, like I've had my fair share, really, of bad experiences. My marriage before was not a healthy relationship, and I went from this relationship of utter separation where we had everything apart. Even though we were together for a total of 15 years, we were married for 10 of that, we had nothing together except for our daughter and both of our names on the house that we bought. Other than that, we had no bank account together. We didn't pay for the bills together. We split them, like these are yours, these are mine, and it was very separate. And I understand there's actually quite a few people who do things that way, but biblically speaking, that's not the way that relationships are going to be, and that's not much of a relationship. Even if it looks like 50-50 on paper, it's really a very separatist point of view. And it depends on how it's carried out, I guess. But in my case, it was not done well. So heading into the relationship that I have now, and looking at marriage again, we're doing things incredibly differently already. We're trying to have a actual team as a relationship. And let me tell you what, girls, it is so worth waiting for. The right guy will treat you like gold. The right guy will wait for you if you ask him to wait. The right guy will love you the way that you need to be loved, and he won't tear you down, and he won't beat you up. I wasn't beat up by my ex-husband, just want to say that. He won't treat you like you're not worth anything. I've been there. And there's so many differences between unhealthy relationship and a healthy relationship. And I'm so glad. It was worth absolutely every lonely night to be able to say that I am not lonely anymore. And it's not necessarily because I found someone who I consider to be my soulmate. I decided to stop being lonely before I met him. I decided to seek God, and I saw that I am a whole person without him in my life. I do not need another individual to complete me. I am whole in God. He complements my life. He brings so much to me every single day. But he does not complete me. God is the only one who completes me. And it is, I said this before, it's so worth waiting for. I mean it. I can't begin to tell you how much I wish that I could take back a lot of the decisions that I made in that time frame between my ex-husband, and I wish I could have been more satisfied as a single person, and I wasn't. And I guess the only good thing about that is that I can sit here and tell other people I've been there. I've tried to, you know, to fill a void when I'm alone and lonely, and when you're sitting there and you just feel like garbage because everywhere you look, all you see is couples. The society tells you that you have to be in a relationship or you don't have value. Every movie is surrounding a couple or people falling in love, or most of the TV shows that we watch have relationship after relationship after relationship, and we lose sight of the fact that you don't have to be in a relationship to be a complete person. And that is all I'm going to say today. Thank you.